Hey there internets, I'm Michael and today on Toucan Play That Game, join me for a game of Patchwork by Mayfair Games. So the game is all set up here. If you do need to learn how to do this, do watch my how to play video to see how. So over here we have the yellow player, and that's going to be Pixel in today's game, and I'm going to be the green player whose board is over here, and we've randomly determined that I will be going first. So clockwise from the neutral token, my options are these three here. Now we all start with 5 buttons, so I can't afford this one. Some of my options are the one with 2 buttons or the one with 1 button. Now the big difference here is this one takes 6 time, this one 2 time. But I think I'm going to go with the time costly one because I want the 2 buttons income. So I put the neutral token where I take it from. I pay 3 buttons, so there's a 5 and I get 2 back. So there's my 2 change, and then I need to decide where I'm going to put this. Now I've not got anything else here, so I'm just going to drop it straight in the centre so it'll be easy to work around with other things. Then finally, because this cost 6 time, I move 6 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've passed a button, so I'll be gaining income. And my quilt only has 2 buttons showing on it, so I get 2 buttons in income. And Pixel then has choice of these 3, which isn't much of a choice because this one costs 7 and this one costs 7, so she can't buy either of those. But this one costs 4 buttons and 2 time, so she's going to go for that one. So she spends 5, getting 1 change, and she'll get this patch here. She'll give her 1 button onto her quilt, and she's going to put this in the corner here, and it was only 2 times, so she goes 1, 2, which means she's still behind me on the track, so it's her go again. But she only has 1 button, and this one costs 7, this one's 7, and this one 5, so she can't buy, which means she's gonna have to jump me, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so she gets 5 buttons, and she went past an income spot, but she only has 1 button on her quilt, so she gets 1 button for that, which means I'm now in last place, so it's me to act. But we still have the same buttons there, and I can't afford them either because I've only got 4 buttons, so I'm going to then jump Pixel to get 2 more buttons, making it Pixel's turn once again, and she now has 7 buttons, so she can afford any of these this time. So she's going to go for the 7 button 6 time one that has 3 buttons on it, so improve her income a bit. So that just moves along slightly, and Pixel can just drop this in nice and neatly against the one that she bought previously. Then move 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, passing an income spot, so she will gain income, which is now 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. So she'll just add these to her collection, which puts me at the back, making it my go. And I'd really like to buy this one, but it costs 7 buttons and I only have 6. So I'll go for this one here. It costs a lot more time, slightly fewer buttons, only 5, but it'll still give me 2 buttons in income. So this will jump over to fill that gap, and I guess it can then sit here. Yeah, that'll do. So I've now got income of 4 buttons, which is good, especially as moving 5 on this track, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is going to get me income. So that's my 4 buttons, putting me up to a total of 5 currently, and because I'm on top of this stack of tokens here, it means it's my go once again. And we have some cheaper options available now, so we've got 3 buttons 4 time, and that's got a button on it, 2 buttons 3 time, 1 button but 5 time, and with a single button on it. Now I'm tempted to go for that, but it's jumping very quickly along there, and it's a lot of time, but then this isn't much difference on time. No, I think I'm going to go for this one, so it'll cost me 1 button, into the supply. This will take its place and it will then sit quite nicely around those, like so, I think. But I have to move 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get income, which is up to 5 buttons. And it's now Pixel's go. And one of the options she has doesn't even cost any buttons, just free time. But she's got 4 buttons to spend, so she could buy the one that's 4 buttons 6 time, or the one that's 3 buttons 3 time. And I think she's going to take the 3 buttons 3 time one, which will leave her with 1 button. And she's just going to sit it along the edge here. And moving 3, 1, 2, 3. She hasn't hit income yet, but she's still behind, so it's her turn again. Seeing as she only has 1 button now, this time she's going to take the one that costs 0 buttons because she can't afford either of the other 2. And it'll sit quite nicely in there against the rest of them. She then moves 3, 1, 2, 3, just short of that patch. But she does get income of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons. There we go. So I have 9 buttons, and the options I have are this one for 2 time and 2 buttons, this one for 5 buttons and 4 time, and unfortunately I'm just shy of being able to buy this one here for 10 time. So I think what I will do is go with the cheapest option there. No, I don't really want to pass up that income, do I? No, so I think I'm going to go with the 5 button one. So there we go, 5 buttons. And I can place it just there. And moving 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just shy of that income. But I do get the single lever patch, which I actually have no idea where it'd be good to place it. I'll just place it in there, that'll do. Pixel then has 7 buttons available, and I think she's going to go for the 2 button free time that will give her more income. Although this 2 button 1 time, and in fact the 1 button free time, they're all tempting, but I think she's going to go with this one. So we just move that up slightly there, and it will cost her 2 buttons. And I suppose I could go there, or flip it over, and it will fit nicely there, I think. So there we go, that's Pixel done, and then free time. We'll move her 1, 2, 3 to sit directly on top of me. So it's her go again. She still has 5 buttons left, so she can't afford this lovely 10 button one here. She can afford either of these, but I think she's going to go for the 2 button one that's big there and will only cost her 1 time. This one's a bit of an awkward shape for her to place, but I think she's just going to put it there. And moving 1 will give her her income, which is currently 7 buttons. So pretty high now. And I'm now behind, so it's my go. With my 4 buttons, I can't afford this one. I could go for this one or this one. Now, both of those would quite neatly fill a hole for me, but I don't really want to leave this one available for Pixel to then buy, so I want to kind of jump over that so that she can't then buy it. So I'm going to go for this one for 2 buttons. And that means she won't be able to then buy that one. This will then very nicely fill my hole up here. Then 1, 2 means I get my income of 7 buttons. Very nice. And it's now Pixel to go. And she has 10 buttons available, so she can afford to buy any of these 3. So I think she's just going to chase the income, the one that will give her the most in income. So she'll do that for 7 buttons. There we go. But where will she put it is the next question. Because if she goes there, she's going to leave a hole. But no, I think she is going to do that. And for a very good reason, as you will see. Because she's moving 4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meaning she gets this patch, which can then just sit in the hole that she made. So I have 9 buttons. I'm going to go for this one out of all of these. I can afford any of them, so I'm just going to go for the first one, which will cost me 2 buttons and 2 time. And it can fill in this gaping hole I've left in the corner here a bit. And 2 time, 1, 2, means it's still my go. But despite being able to afford all the options, I'm actually going to choose to just jump ahead, going 1, 2 to get 2 buttons. So Pixel only has 3 buttons, so she can't buy this one, but she could buy either of these. So I think she's going to go for the cheapest one, that's 1 button. And she can place that in this hole here, which costs 2 time, 1, 2, meaning that she now gains income, which is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 buttons. So she'll give 1 away to get 10 back. And once again, I can buy any of them because I've got 9 to spend. And there's a few really nice looking ones here. Now, I'm thinking this one only would take 1 time, which would allow me to have another go and would get me my income. So I might actually go for this one first and then maybe this one. That could work out quite nicely. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll go for this one for 3 buttons. And I can use it to plug up some of these holes here. And 1 time means it will still be my go, and I get income, which is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buttons. Then, as planned, I will spend 8 buttons and 6 time to get this patch here. And I can't see a particularly good place for it to go, so I'm just going to sit it in this corner here. This does cost me a staggering 6 time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which will get me a patch and also income. The patch will quite perfectly fill that in, and then I'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buttons in income. So Pixel has 11 buttons to spend, so she can afford any of them. So I think she's just going to go with the most expensive because it's the biggest, which will cost her 10. And, well, can't go anywhere over there. Could go there. Yeah, let's do that. We'll go there, which means she moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's still her go, but she only has 1 button and can't afford anything available. So she's going to have to jump me. So 1, 2, 3. So she gets 3 buttons for that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in income. With my staggering 15 buttons, I'm going to buy this one here for 2 buttons. And place it just here. Meaning I move 1 and it's still my go. And then I'll buy this one for 7 buttons and 2 time. Placing it in this gap here. There is a gap there, I swear. There we go. And moving 2, 1, 2 makes it Pixel's go again. Now she has 16 buttons, so she can buy anything there. But there is one that will nicely fill a gap in her board. So I think she's gonna have to go for that one, which is this H piece here for 2 buttons. And then that can sit right there, meaning that she has completed her 7x7 grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and no gaps in it. So that'll get her the bonus tile, which is worth 7 coins. And for that she moves 3, 1, 2, 3, making it my go. And I only have 6 buttons, so I can't afford this 10 button one. So I think I'll just go for the cheap one, although that does give 2 buttons income. No, I'm going to go for the low time option at this stage. So 2 buttons, and I can sit it nice and neatly in there. And moving 2, 1, 2, don't get income yet. But it's now Pixel's go. Pixel does have 14 buttons, so she can't afford any of these, but the shape of this one will fit nicely in her board, I think. So she's going to go with that one for 10 buttons and sit it up here in the corner. She then moves 3, 1, 2, 3, getting her income, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 buttons. And I only have 4 buttons, so I could buy either of these 1 button options. So I'm going to go with the bigger one here. So we'll go with that. And there's only kind of one orientation I can do on this, and either way it's not going to be great. So I'm going to stick it directly in the middle. And I then move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get the patch, which I'm going to put in this little hole here I left earlier. Then Pixel has 18 buttons, but this one she can't actually fit in her quilt, so the only options are these 2. This one's bigger, so I think she's going to go with this one for 4 buttons. Placing it, I could do that, but then it's going to leave that one hole, or I could do it over here. I think I'll do it over here. There we go, that's better for her. And 2 on here, 1, 2, puts her directly on top of me, making it her go again. And she still has 14 buttons, so no limit there. She still can't fit that one though, so it's either of these 2. So it's a case of which one? Well, I think she's going to go for the expensive one, the 6 buttons 5 times. And we'll place it in this bottom corner here. And moves 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, just short of the patch, but she does get her income. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She is now up to 24 buttons. It's then me with just 3 buttons. So I can't buy that one. I could buy that one, or I could buy that one. I think I'll go with that one. 3 buttons 4 times. And it can then sit there. And 1, 2, 3, 4 means I get income, and I'm still behind Pixel, so it's still going to be my go. And my income is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not quite as high as Pixel's, but not bad. And it does mean I can afford any of the ones available, and they would all fit in my quilt. So that poses a difficult choice. Now, if I take either of these, I'm past the end zone. That's it. That's me out for the rest of the game. So I kind of think I have to take the smaller one to give me a chance to fill in some more gaps potentially. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with this one for 1 button. And then place it in the bottom corner here. And I move 1, 2, 3, so I get the little leather patch. Place it just in there because there's no chance I can fill that gap. Leaving Pixel with these options here. Now she's got 24 buttons, so she can afford anything. If she takes this, that's end of the game for her. She can't actually fit that in her quilt, so I think what she'll do is take the 1 button one that we'll use 2 times and place it the only place she can, which is just here. That does cost her 2 times, 1, 2, but she's still above me, so it's her go again. And the options she now has available, and she can still afford any of them, that's the only one that won't end for her, but she can't afford it. So what she's going to do is take the one that will do the most good for her. Oh, except for she can't fit that. This is the only one she can fit in her quilt, so that's the one she's going to take. And where she can place that is just there. So she moves 6 times, so 1, then she's in the middle, so it doesn't matter. But she gains 1 final income, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 buttons. And I only have 13 buttons. And these 3 are the options that I can't fit. So these 2 are the options. And either way, it's the end of the game for me. So I think this is the one that will do me the most good, so I'll spend the 10 on that. Which can sit just there and means I join Pixel in the middle, getting 1 final income before the end of the game. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Then I lose some for empty spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty spaces, 2 per space, means I lose 10 buttons, which means I finished with 10 buttons. At least that means I had a positive score for a change. Now, I think it's going to be a much better case for Pixel, because I mean, she's got nearly a complete quilt. I'm really impressed here. So she's going to lose 1, 2, 3, 6 buttons. But she gains 7 buttons for her bonus, meaning she has 38 buttons. Yeah, Pixel destroyed me. That is Patchwork by Mayfair Games. I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. And of course, if you have, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, as well as subscribing to the channel and sharing it with your friends and family. And also take a look at us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.